Hi, I'm Kevin,
And I'm Amanda.
and we are serving up
All that jam.
All That Jam, Quick Hit. Matt Glickman new LP.
We talked about the release that you just put out, what, not even a week ago, I think. Can you kind of share a little bit about like how that came together? Because I think that was a live release, right?
That was a live release, and that track is actually going to be on the full live record that's coming out on November 10th.
Okay.
And yeah, go ahead.
Is that the same name as what you put out? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, what I put out was my Unbroken Chain from that night, and there's a bunch of originals that have never been heard before that are going to be released alongside that, along with a special guest too.
Okay. All live though?
All live. And some people have given me a hard time saying, hey, are you sure you want your first release ever as an artist to be a live performance that you did on a side stage at a small festival? Like before you even went into a studio, before many steps have been overreached. And I just thought doing that would kind of be funny. Like, honestly, like why not have something really raw that's just like, this is Matt Glickman's first performance at a festival, which it was, and you can listen to it. The sound's not the best sound you're ever going to hear. There's some silly mistakes, which I think makes it more human. And it's designed in that way to be like actually going to a show, rather than having some very polished live performance, or rather than having some studio record, which is just going to sound dead compared to what I'm putting out.
Yeah, that's super honest. I mean, that's a really, like you said, bold. To me, that feels like a really kind of beautiful way, like you said, to introduce people to who you are. And we were talking earlier about, finding different bands through live recordings as it is. Even if there are studio albums available, a lot of the times, you're listening to a show. And so I love that, because you're just saying, this is the way that I want people to hear me and meet me, which is exactly how I am.
Yeah, and it's definitely nerve-wracking, because it's like first introducing yourself to a stranger who you want to be friends with, right? But it's more people than that.
Right.
So yeah, there was definitely, and like I'm releasing Unbroken, like there was definitely some nervousness there, with such a classic song, and that's barely ever covered, at least in the tribute scene out east. Like, it's rare to hear it.
So for what's going to be coming out in November, where can people find that? Like, where would be the best place for people to go to be able to hear it and support you?
Your favorite streaming platform, it'll be there.
Cool. Are you on Bandcamp by any chance?
No, I'm not doing the Bandcamp thing. It's something I might consider, but
So I know you talked about the Unbroken Chain on the new album. Now, does the new album, did you talk about any of the other tunes? Are there things that you wrote yourself?
yeah, actually all the other songs are original songs.
Cool. So what typically inspires your songwriting?
I take a lot of walks. I read a lot to try and just go over history and like compare it with what's going on in my life right now, and see if I can come up with some analogies. But sometimes I just don't know. Like, sometimes I'm just like, why is this idea coming to me? It's a really cool idea, but like just comes from outer space or something.
So how do you balance between your personal expression and creating something relatable to a broader audience in your song?
Well,
Or do you not think about it?
I don't think about it because I think my audience will find me. And I'm just starting out right now.
Right. Very good. So do you have a specific process that you follow when you write a song? Like, is it usually the lyrics first, or does it happen multiple ways?
It happens multiple ways. Um, I've been getting a lot of lyrics first ideas recently, but then like if you had asked me a few months ago, I would say most of the time I write the music first.
Cool. Very good. Very good. Very good. How do you decide um when the structures of your songs, or do you just let it happen naturally? Do you feel like a song has to have a verse, chorus, bridge in it, or
No,
in
absolutely not. As a matter of fact, you can just sing one note if it makes sense. If it fits the message.
Mhm.
I hear you. I hear you. Are there any fundamental elements that every good song should have?
Yeah, they should make you feel something. That's my new way of looking at it. If you had asked me a few years ago, I would have said, "Oh, well, there are some like objective things, such some tricks you can use, like targeting a hook, targeting a chorus, melodically, lyrically, and a bunch of other tricks." But the reality is the most deciding factor on it, if something's going to be a good song, is it has to subjectively make people feel something.
Even if it's mad.
Well, that probably
Yeah, as long as it's not mad at the artist.
there you go. I was gonna
And be mad at the world, be mad at the problems that need to be fixed in the
Yeah,
world.
I would throw in public. I'd throw in Public Enemy if I want to
No
get
throwing
fired up.
tomatoes.
well, and to some degree, people would say that that can be achieved maybe more readily with something that's live. It's just not everyone agrees with that, but for people who really support live music, they may say that we're going to get that feeling a little bit more. And so your release coming out in November, I think, will speak to people who feel that way. They're going to get that, what you're giving them in like a very pure form.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to be a small audience that has it. I'm not ashamed to say that. And it's going to be digital release only. And it's just something you have to dig into a little nook and cranny to find. And then you're gonna be like, oh shit, okay, this is hopefully this is inspiring and hopefully this makes people feel good. And about what you said earlier, a lot of the studio recordings of my favorite bands just don't cut it for me. So that's definitely why I agree with you that having something live would make people feel something more.
Mm-hmm. If you are enjoying All That Jam, please like and subscribe to our social media channels at All That Jam Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our website, allthatjampod.com. Make sure to sign up for our email list and tune in every week for new episodes.
Also, look for full interviews on our YouTube channel. And remember, stay beautiful, but don't stay underground too long.